I still don't see any signs that the microphone is working. This is getting aggravating, I suppose. Do I just do it without?
I can't even find it.
Yeah, well.
Oh, here we go. I got it.
Yeah. Hello, you welcome to Phydeaux, your only source where you can't hear a thing. It's on the
I can hear it.
We have sound. Oh, good.
Yeah. Oh, we don't
Well,
have any people.
Yeah, we did a complete clear out. We lost everybody. All right. Well, it's still morning for me, so I'm on coffee. See if I can get my mind back into this. No, I can't. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to settle down. That was quite a traumatic experience for the cartoonist. Got a new microphone here. And I don't think it's working yet. Well, here's, what's that?
I'll figure it out.
Yeah. Here is this week's Phydeaux. I wish I could find my eraser. There we go. This is Monday the 6th. Beau's in bed. What are you doing? Trying to sleep. I can't do that. Apparently, neither can I. We get the erasing done and send this off to the chief colorist.
Well, that's cleared her table for.
Well, of course, because she's the bestest ever.
Now, try that again with other sarcasm.
So we saw 1883 on Paramount. And, it started out okay, started out good. Just around the time when she picks up the second boyfriend. You start saying, wait a minute.
Hold on.
She's turning into, what's that word? A little bit of a Mary Sue. Oh, everybody loves her and she's so good at everything. Wow, did that show fall apart quickly at the end there?
I don't know. I still think it was okay.
So I have a concern now about whether or not to go back to Yellowstone.
Oh, I know.
So we got new gloves. Come in this nice little envelope. And it's really kind of funny. Company address. Room 408, floor 4, building 42. Shangxi Quantity Building, number 560-3 and 4. Pulong Road, Chengking 4th, Bataan, Longgang, Shenzhen, Guangdong, China. I hate to have to fill out that address on an envelope. You need larger envelopes in China, I guess. All right, let's. They must. Well, actually, the character they use characters, so like one character will stand for a whole word.
Oh, gotcha.
So yeah, maybe all that fits on an envelope in their country. It's a stupid English language. You have to spell out every sound. All right, here is Tuesday, 7th. We have Phydeaux looking out the window. What are you doing? I'm defending this place. As a dog, it's my job. What are you defending it from? I haven't the faintest idea. Now, let's get the erasure done on this sucker, so this can go to the chief colorist and give her some work to do. Every once in a while, a dirty eraser will lead to that. But also the problem of the pencil I use. The Blackwing tends to leave a A lot of dust. It's a soft lid. But I don't think much. Yeah, I don't think the camera's picking up much of this. And we mic on the camera microphone and not this big expensive thing that we just bought.
The fancy setup.
Yeah. Still trying to work on the count, the color, and the picture. And I'm looking at the monitor right now. And this looks good on my computer monitor, but it looks horrible on the internet monitor that I'm monitoring to my right. So you guys are getting a terrible picture up there. I have to find out if it's the camera or the streaming software or what. All right, and I'm sending out good quality. It's just coming back from the internet horrible. That's not even in focus. How are you looking on yours?
It's full off.
Yeah. Okay, focused a little bit better now. Well.
Oh, it's focused fine now.
Yeah, that's gone.
Now.
Yeah.
Now.
Camera's got a slow focus rate. So this one I've got to do some inking on. Let's put it up top. I'll read it here. We have Beau and Phydeaux in the supermarket. Let's wait till focus gets here. Are you getting yummy cakes? Of course I am. They all look alike. Just pick one. And he's got a shopping cart full of them. I couldn't choose. There is Wednesday. Thursday, I also got to do minor inking here. I should finish this one today. Phydeaux and Felicia. Felicia's got a mouse. What are you doing? I'm hungry. Don't eat my mice. I'll get you a pizza. What do you want on it? Mouse. Well, she's already eaten the mouse. You get a quick view of the shrine that Felicia has to herself in the background. Cats worship themselves. We have Friday. Dino's in the bar. I like to buy a round of drinks for all my friends. And Cat Boss looks around. We are all alone here. Yeah, I know. That's going to require a lot of inking. This is the one from last week. I still don't have a home for it. It might end up Saturday the 11th. Yeah, I'm gonna give this one Saturday. 3/11/23. Up there. So I got to record this because all of that week has been recorded. Cheap Colors just turned on the light. Would you like the shades up so that you can see in this dark area?
Sure. You want me to shut off the light?
No. You can light up. Just that light is not daylight, and no wonder why the colors look kind of weird.
Hey. Seriously, buddy?
No, you want daylight whenever possible.
Well, then put up the windows.
I just did.
I mean, the blinds, not the windows.
So
I misspoke.
Dino Beau, why do we have a dog? So that someone will be happy to see me when I come home. And I was like, what's up? Why do we have a cat? So that I will not want to stay home all the time. That one we got to record for and take the stills. And I teased this one. It's probably one that will never be finished, never see publication. We have Jane in a short dress and Beau. We're not taking your truck. Why not? Hey, everybody, here comes the dog. A big arrow pointing down at Phydeaux. Because I'm in a dress. Phydeaux, you're not in today's comic strip. The audience wants to see me, not Jane in a short dress. But the cartoonist likes to draw her. For sexist reasons, that one will probably never make it. So last night I was trying not to do too much work because I wanted to be sure that I had to ink today. And I ended up doing 2 more comic strips. Puts me 2, now we're 3 days beyond our usual head of schedule. So you probably can't see anything here because the camera is bad enough as it is. So we have Dino at the laptop computer and Phydeaux and Felicia. Dino says, this article says that a dating profile pic with a cat will make me look better. And Felicia's you up, and he's grabbing Felicia as she's trying to walk away. And in the final photo, we have a cell phone here, probably completely illegible. Yeah. So Dino got a slight smile, looking at the camera. Earring. And up behind his head, doing rabbit ears, Phydeaux's fingers.
Spell PH.
Phydeaux, Phingers, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And he's mugging for the camera big time. And we have Felicia down here, looking as depressed and I don't want to be here as possible. So that was that joke. Got to put my glove on. You remember, cartoonists are the dirtiest, filthiest creatures on the planet. We must protect the paper from said filth.
I like how you're still very handsome, though, despite all the filthiness.
That's just said through the eyes of love
Okay.
from a beautiful, lovely, happy wife.
That is true. No arguing that, my love.
Oh. Don't know how much further I'm going with this. So there's that joke. And the other one, since it's very little bit drawn. The cast is on the couch. Felicia comes up. Hello, my humans. HOOMANS. Don't you know cats are man's best friend? Since when? Since she needs something. So, be a couple of days ahead once I finish those suckers. But again, let's see how the week works.
We've got a couple of things to do.
Yeah. What am I going to do? Should I continue? We should just be working on this week's script, not last week's, not next week. So why don't I ink what can be inked and get this thing out of here. Alrighty then, let's choose our weapon. We're gonna go with, by the way, this is the new brush. I notice it just doesn't have the points that the older brush had. So I'm gonna use it whenever I have to do bigger lettering and anything that doesn't require any control. So not every new brush is as good as new brush. That's these brushes are made from the pubic hair of the Himalayan tree squirrel. And I guess that particular tree squirrel had a day.
Well, you might get Peter after you.
The tree squirrels
Voluntarily.
voluntarily give us their hair.
Okay.
Yes, it's a process for the seasons.
Gotcha.
So we let them have it for the winter. We take it away on the. Thought we lost. Thought we lost you there for a second.
Me?
No, well, you're not watching the podcast.
I have the podcast. I don't have the voice because it's backlog.
But there is.
Backlog. What's the word?
It's delayed.
Delayed.
There is but there is a voice coming through.
So far as I can tell.
Okay, that's better than
Before.
before. I have to
I'm
try to figure out what we did wrong.
I'm starting my coloring for the week.
Woohoo!
I know.
So I still haven't returned to Picard.
Yeah, you can.
Well, yes.
Well, maybe you can. Because it was only what, half an episode.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
We watched the 1883 and 1923 Western sagas as they were.
I don't think
We haven't finished 1923 because the only interesting character, who is it? Only interesting character is Spencer. He's like a hunter in Africa. They just called him back home because they just killed off Harrison Ford.
Spoilers.
Oh no, you were there for Harrison Ford to be killed off.
No, for the people watching this.
Oh, no one's gonna watch this.
Oh,
It'd be silly.
tell them you love people. You want to be.
Nobody's gonna watch that. Okay, 1883 went off the rails. I've got a
I
feeling.
still liked it though.
I've got a feeling that this is going to go off the rails too. I have no. What's the one I'm looking for?
No doubt. No.
I don't trust him.
No faith.
No faith
Yeah.
that they're not going to take the Spencer character, which is great, and destroy him.
Well, I'm wondering if any of these characters were referenced in Yellowstone that I just didn't remember. You know, like, oh, great-great-grandfather Spencer, or great-great-great-great. No, actually, it's not that far back, is it? Because it's 18-something.
Mm.
And it's 1923, which
Yeah.
I know has a meaning for me, which is kind of frightening.
Yeah.
Anyway,
That's when her daddy was born.
yeah. My daddy would have been born. I mean, would have been born. My daddy was born 100 years ago this year. He was older when he had me.
Mm. So during these westerns, we of course we saw it on Paramount, and Paramount kept advertising Picard, and the commercials did not do them any favors. They did not make me want to watch the TV show. They just reminded me of all the bad Star Trek that Paramount's put out.
I know, but all the people you typically trust with shows that told you.
Robert Meyer Burnett, even Nerdrotic, everyone said it was good.
Like really good, but not gonna say the franchise good, but good.
But will it survive the Andor effect? Let me explain what the Andor effect is.
Okay.
Star Wars, after Disney purchased it,
Get out your bingo cards.
after Disney purchased it, did stuff to Star Wars that I did not think even George Lucas could do. Boy, did I screw up this panel. I'm going to go back to it. Yeah, look, I got a triple couch. I guess the top of the couch is supposed to be up here.
I think I'm very far behind because I'm watching you.
Yeah, I got to erase this line.
No, I'm watching you pencil the picture of.
Gino.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you must be. So anyway, the Andor effect. After Disney did what I thought not even George Lucas could do to Star Wars, people gave up on it.
Mm.
And now Disney suddenly started doing better Star Wars with The Mandalorian, and you still don't quite know. I haven't seen. And now Cassian Andor. No one gives a flying fig anymore.
Oh, you almost swore.
Yeah.
You almost got a mark from YouTube.
So has Paramount with Discovery done so much damage to the Star Trek universe that it's no longer viable? I mean, I can't go back to the original trilogy in Star Wars and watch that anymore. That's how much damage Disney has done to Star Wars. Can I go back to the original Star Trek? knowing that Spock had a sister who told him how to do everything he needed to do, and that he was an emo bitch.
I don't know. Can't you put that like out of your head?
Can you ignore that it ever happened?
Yeah. It's fun enough of a watch that maybe you can just,
But
watch
Picard's a friggin' robot.
Oh, not the old one.
They made him into a damn robot. I mean, how could I watch this show? Thinking, well, when they made him into a robot, did they make it so he's got to wear diapers too? Still, why is he still a useless old man?
He's the most unrobotic robot I've ever seen. It's like, what did we do a robot? How did we mess up robots? You would have thought they would have progressed.
Well, you of all people should know that just by replacing human parts with titanium doesn't automatically make you a super being.
You're gonna dig me up in the year 3000 and be like, wow.
I know I'm above the panel here, but
And dig me up in the year 3000 and say, geez, they gave her all these replacement parts, but it doesn't look like she was any stronger or faster.
So I should just be coming into the frame here. I know I was above the frame for a couple of things, but I had to get that done. I want to keep this out of the way so I don't smudge or smear.
Oh, honey, you're always above the frame in my eyes.
All right. So I think I still plan on watching Star Trek Picard. It's just I'm gonna wait until the entire series is done and binge it all in one go.
And I'll probably be passively glancing at it over here
Yeah.
from my coloring board.
Neither of us really are too enthused about it. Let's say Paramount has done that much damage.
Well, to be honest, I mean, I watched the first Star Trek, or the original Star Trek, whatever you call it.
Yeah, my father forced us to watch it.
I wasn't supposed to watch it, but I didn't watch every episode. Like, I just kind of watched it. Like, when, I made the choice to watch it when there was a choice. But I had never watched The Next Generation or Deep Space Nine or any of those until I met you, my love. And then we binged them. So that's the only reason why I really know anything about these shows.
So would you say that they are integral to our relationship, much like, say, chess? No.
Well,
No. No.
If we're just talking about bits and pieces, well, to some extent, maybe. I liked chess, Harry Potter, only because of the readings, not necessarily the movies. Because I think I mentioned this before, but it's worth mentioning again. My husband read me all the Harry Potter books.
The voices, too.
Yes. Yep.
Was it Attic?
He wanted me to read them. Was surprised I hadn't read them when we met. And then one night, he took out the book and read me to sleep.
And it was a big mistake because I had to read her. Have had to read her asleep every night since then, just about.
What? I can't sleep without you reading to me. There's a problem with that.
We're currently doing the Warhammer 4th Day universe with the Eisenhorn novels. I hear that's a good entry into that whole thing. Only because Henry Cavill apparently is going to be doing the universe. I figured I'd catch up on it, see if there's anything to it. And nothing great. Yes, we read all of the game Story of Ice and Fire, George Martin stuff. Song of Ice and Fire. It seems so long ago.
It really does, but it couldn't have been.
Yeah, well, it couldn't have been that long ago because he still hasn't finished the sequel.
Well, but it was here that we read it. So.
I'm not the only one here who's going to criticize George Martin about his work.
I'm not
Schedule.
criticizing or,
George
Or
R.R. Martin. I think he wanted to be J.R.R. Tolkien.
Hey, his name might be Robin Roberts.
Actually, I know you think it's George Martin. That's a pen name.
RR's a pen name?
No, George R.R. Martin's a pen name. I think his name is actually like Larry Floyd.
Seriously?
Yeah.
That's kind of weird.
No, authors do it all the time.
No. But to actually mimic RR.
Oh yeah, right.
You know, is kind of lame.
Well, I guess he was showing his inspiration.
Well, whatever.
Which was Mr. Tolkien.
They should have used whatever. I don't know.
Yeah. It's a little hacky. I agree with you.
Yeah.
I mean, my real name isn't Charles, but I picked it up because I'm a big fan of Charles from Peanuts.
Well, that's more subtle than George R.R. Martin.
My real name is Shecky.
Shecky Shekels. Which makes me Mrs. Sheckleton.
Mm-hmm. So, will the Endor effect hurt Star Trek? I guess I'm going to watch Picard eventually, but I have no hope for a future of Star Trek because nothing's going to change. They're not going to give this kid who's done this the reins. It's still going to stick with the same hacks and losers who have destroyed it. Much like Marvel. But actually, Marvel, I can't... Marvel is dead only because they run out of characters. They ran through all their characters too quickly.
Okay, let's introduce this one.
The only thing for Marvel to do is just to start again, I guess. And this time go a little bit slower with the characters. But then everyone is going to say, he's not as good as Tony. He's not as good as Robert Downey Jr. So, yeah, you might as well just give up on the whole Marvel Cinematic Universe. Yeah. You're just going to stumble along and make bad films and barely make your money back. Here's the thing. You want to make your money back, and not just make your money back. You want to make money.
Business 101 with Charles.
Marvel's not going to make money for you anymore. Star Wars is not going to make money for you anymore. Star Trek, maybe. Doctor Who, maybe. There's a lot of damage that's been done to sci-fi just in a brief past few years. Much of it's irreparable. There's a canon, there's a universe that goes with these franchises that you bought. And if you destroy the canon, no one's going to want to return to see what's new.
You're right.
All these stories link up. So if you do something that destroys the universe, no one's going to care about that universe anymore. And I'm preaching to the choir here. But the reason why I'm ahead on my comic strip is because of the quality of sci-fi today. I can just leave it on in the background and just ignore it. I'm hoping to get a lot of work done during Picard. I'm just thinking this is 1883 when I did the penciling on this one. This is before it got really bad. It was still a little bit interesting. There was this a cowboy hitting on the main character's daughter, and he says, "You can court my daughter, but don't get handsy." And it was still
Define handsy.
yeah. And
And the
he gives
father
a,
just looks at him. Not the right time for that joke.
he never earned that character. I mean, everyone,
Which person?
the Dutton character, he never earned that hard guy attitude. Sure, he killed a couple of people who tried to rob him on the street and this and that, but he needed a few more scenes where he just punched people, kicked ass. He was too. I'm thinking Deadwood, Timothy Oliphant. He was too much like that character.
Mm,
He wasn't the type that you were physically afraid of.
well, but the example that you just came from was actually less tough guy and more father, which are not necessarily always interchangeable. Like you could have a meek, mild mannered man.
I mean, they give him a scene where some drunk stumbles into his daughter's room
Mhm.
and he kills the drunk.
Yeah.
And anyone else want to mess with my family, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So they try. For some reason, I guess I just wasn't on board with him being a tough guy.
Well, but again,
Being a tough guy myself, I can recognize real tough guys when I see them.
but again, I think you're looking at, which is a valid way to look at it, but you're looking at the character all encumbersome, and you're seeing it as one aspect, like this whole toughness. But again, that was toughness as a father. That's a little different than just plain toughness. You know, like I was going to say, you have somebody who can be meek and mild, but if you mess with their family, or especially their daughter, they might just go get that adrenaline rush and be crazy. So I think as the man who was courting his daughter, he became more intimidating to that person than to you or to I.
Most men, after they reach a certain point in their life, they realize they have the ability with their bare hands to murder another man. And the whole part of being a gentleman is that you did not go around murdering people. And yeah, this guy did go around murdering people, but I guess I just still didn't buy it.
Well, they did a fine job, but I think I wouldn't have cast the two leads as I wouldn't have cast the actors as the
Tim McGraw and Faith Hill, huh?
Yeah. I mean, they're all good, and they're really good.
Yeah, I don't think Tim McGraw sold.
Stars,
I don't think Tim McGraw sold the character.
I think she was just a tick off. Like I like her and I love her music. Well, I don't love her music.
You know her
enjoy
music.
her music.
Oh, you enjoy it? Okay.
No, I enjoy it.
I couldn't tell you.
Man, I feel.
Oh, yeah, okay, I heard that song. All right.
That was a horrible rendition.
Yeah, whatever. That's like the female anthem that replaced "I Will Survive."
No, that's Miley Cyrus's "Flowers."
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I'm just telling you. But yeah, Man, I Feel Like a Woman did come close.
Yeah.
And she's had a couple things I just can't think of right now. But he
Yeah, I don't think the two leads sold it, but they weren't the problem. The problem was Mary Sue, the daughter. Oh my God. She's the bestest ever. And everyone instantly likes her. I thought after the original boyfriend died, they were going to do,
spoilers, jeez.
I thought they were going to just have her be bitchy and mourn throughout the rest of the thing. I said, okay, I can accept this. But she turns on a friggin' dime. She's suddenly almost hitting on this other cowpoke who's, I hate to say it, he's kind of like a fat, ugly bastard. It's a step down for her. But then the first Indian that rolls around, she switches from cowboys to Indians like very quickly.
She does.
The first pretty boy Indian that rolls around, she's suddenly in love. And then I guess I sort of blinked and I lost track of the story because suddenly, after marrying the engine, she's going off on the wagon trail because, well, she's the bestest ever. They need her. And the engine saying, doing the whole dances with wolves. You are, I love you. You are my wife. You come back to me when you can. I'll be off with my friends here, just partying.
I'll be at the bachelor party. So
I'm thinking maybe the engine Joe here realized the bullet he dodged and let her go. But it made no effing sense whatsoever. She's suddenly going off on the wagon. Oh, because they need her to run the cows. They just got 2 new cowboys. she's a woman. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be misogynistic here, but they can replace her.
Going back to your comment, after the first guy died, do you think she would have been like in mourning?
Yeah.
Or well, she was, but they even made the comment. The one guy said she mourns like she's a widow because they weren't technically married the first couple there. And they made the comment that that's how she's going to be and everything else, and then you snap your fingers and she's not there anymore.
And she's in love with Indian Joe. So anyway, he's probably one of the best looking guys in the show.
I know, that term just sounds wrong. It may not be wrong, but it sounds wrong.
I didn't call him Tonto.
No, that.
Anyway,
Cherokee, weren't they?
I have no idea. Yeah. So anyway, and the Indians make her buckskin chaps and all sorts of things. So suddenly she's dressed like a carnival cowgirl, and
no, she's dressed like an Indian.
And you sort of had the feeling that this is just not making any sense. But okay, we carried on with the storyline. And I guess I blinked again. And suddenly she's wearing this white dress that's like laced up to her neck.
Oh, you did blink on that one because you did give a reason for that.
But what, did she lose her chaps? Or what
No. They were going to be approaching the fort. And the mother said, the last thing we need is you to be dressed as an Indian when we approach a fort that probably doesn't want to let us in anyway. So the mother made her put on a dress.
Oh, okay.
So that actually was explained. Not by a lot, but it was explained.
Okay.
And she did that reluctantly.
So obviously you can tell that I'd already punched out of the story by now.
It wasn't a bad story. I mean, I know I agree with everything you said, but it was okay. It was at least something, set in a different era, and it was okay.
And you guys want me to watch Picard? Robot Picard. This was just the writers who made Robot Picard. They just did not give a flying F. All these idiots, whatever we give them. Wow. Yeah. All the more reason I think Star Trek is probably going to get into it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the same. I don't give a F that Disney's did with Star Wars. That BBC did with Doctor Who.
Oh, what was it we saw this week? That they're actually discounting the Star Trek experience, whatever the hell it's called. Star Wars experience.
Oh yeah, Clownfish was reporting that they were half price or something at the Disney Star Wars hotel.
Mm-hmm. But
yeah, I'm gonna see that one on Defunct Land someday.
Yeah, but I think it made it sound like they actually discounted it only for like employees or
I don't know. With the Andor effect, I care increasingly less and less about Star Wars and Disney, so I kind of edit that out of my brain. I never imagined that Disney would do worse than George Lucas. I look back on Lucas now with sort of nostalgia. Nostalgia.
Yeah.
Yeah, the guy still did not know what he was doing, did not know what he had. The guy was still a bit of a hack. But at least he knew how to turn on the friggin' lightsaber. That scene where Mary Sue Ray flips over the TIE fighter driven by Kylo Ren. She hits the wrong button to turn a lightsaber on. A 6-year-old kid could tell you that. But nobody, and I mean nobody on that entire film crew knew that she pressed the wrong friggin' button.
How are they going to know? You would have to watch the older shows to know.
You'd have to have watched something. You'd have to have known the universe. You'd have to have played with the toy even. Nobody who made that film ever played with that toy. It's Disney didn't care. They just thought they were making pulp novels and throwing them there for the people to consume. They don't realize that these are the most anal retentive assholes on the planet. That's why they were called Trekkies. That's why they were called well, actually, it's the Star Trek, the Star Wars people never had a name like the Star Trek people did. Anoraks over there in the UK. They're nerds. They look at these little details and they obsess over it. And you didn't think it was necessary to pay attention to these details?
They didn't know that there were details.
Anyone writing for Star Trek who does not have a list of the shipyard should get fired. You don't have to memorize it, but you should at least have this piece of paper that shows every ship in the Federation, what kind of ship it is, what class, the name, the numbers on it. If you don't have that piece of paper in your pocket, you're fired. I don't care what you wrote. Go home.
Anyway.
While you're at it, you should also have another little piece of paper that tells you what happened on what date. What do these star dates mean? The reason why they have these star dates, they actually mean something. This particular star date, 2.6.31, that's when the Klingon War started. The Klingon War? Oh, by the way, Romulus is a planet, and they're actually, believe it or not, in the original series was also a twin planet called Remus. Go figure. What happened to that? That's not in not in the current Trek at all.
It imploded.
Yeah. But J.J. Abrams should know all about Remus because he used them in his movie. Only no, he didn't.
You didn't watch the whole movie, though, either.
Oops, I think I screwed up that line too. You're just screwing up lines left and right. That line should be down here. See what you did to me, J.J. Abrams? You got me thinking about all the great work you've done. He's like a locust, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know how these people get work.
They know where their bodies are buried.
I think it used to be that you had to produce, you had to make money, you had to be able to do your job really well to keep it. I mean, this particular guy destroyed Sony's Spider-Man universe and goes right on to to glory and other science fiction. I just don't get it. They hire him for Marvel. They hire him for. I'm not talking about J.J. Abrams. I'm talking about the other guy who did. Yeah, I'm mixing up my names, but he's still part of J.J.'s company.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to write for Star Trek, do you? Turn out your pockets right now. What do you mean? Turn out your pockets. There's not a little piece of paper in there listing all the Starfleet shipyards. We ain't hiring you. So, who has done more damage to the universe? Michael Burnham, Star Trek, or Ray Skywalker, Star Wars? Who has done more damage to their respective universes? Now let's add up the damage. I'm gonna have to say that Michael Burnham did because of many core screw ups, and plus, I got a crush on Daisy Ridley. But then again, it's sort of a similar crush, like the one I have on Captain Marvel, Brie Larson, and also Fleabag. I like women like that. But that's just me. They're nothing at all like my wife. But didn't that actress come out of Walking Dead? Wasn't she like Michonne on Walking Dead?
It was not Michonne, but she was Walking Dead.
Yeah. Okay. That show is finally ended, hasn't it?
I'm not sure.
We so completely lost track of that.
We really
right around the Negan point.
Well, no, we made it. Well, yeah, but we made it a couple of seasons, I think, into Negan.
Did we?
When Rick was gone and the other girl was gone, and
well, we were out of there before Rick was out of there.
Yeah. Well, I didn't get into it until late, and I didn't stay with it all the way through.
So I might. Sorry to cut you off there. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I got into it because I think we must have stayed overnight at your sister's.
Yeah.
And I couldn't sleep, or I don't know. I was in the living room anyway, and she had it, and I just started like binge watching it. And that's how I got into it. And I think you binge watch it with me afterwards.
I had planned on watching it at some point.
I had thought about it, but I just hadn't done it.
Yeah.
And like
that was season 1.
Yeah. But all I remember is how to sneeze. All I remember is watching it in my sister-in-law's living room. And you were there, and she wasn't there.
How'd you pull that one off?
I don't know. I mean, you were in the house, but you weren't in the living room watching TV with me. That's why I think it must have been when I wasn't falling asleep or something, or maybe you guys were still outside and I came in or something.
Yeah. So I'll have to make a list of everything Michael Burnham has done, and a list of everything that Ray Skywalker has done.
And then make a chart.
Try to decide who has done more damage to her respective universe. Having Palpatine come back is a big talk up. So I don't know how Michael Burnham's going to stand up to that, but Michael Burnham's done a lot of garbage. it's a challenge for the ages. Which character is worst? Is worse? Is the worst?
There's more worse.
Yeah.
Don't you hate when you say something and you're you think
It's
to
like
yourself,
that,
"That's
that.
right."
Well, what happened is I stuttered, I think, there, and got at the end of my sentence, so I tried to roll with it. It didn't work. It's like stumbled all over it. Okay, I think this one's ready for the chief colors. We'll put it up on the magnets. And this one, I think, is ready for the chief color. Well, it's got to do with racing, of course. Yeah, I think this one's ready to go. I still got to do some detail on the ceiling, maybe. I might leave it as it is. It's a supermarket. Supermarket's supposed to be light. I generally do a shading in the ceiling in the bar, but this is a supermarket. It stays light. Okay. Oh well. We got two for the chief colors. Let's see.
Yay.
Is this dry? It's dry enough. So, what can these franchises do to overcome the Andor effect? Well, starting, the obvious answer is just a good product. Maybe that won't help them because, as Disney has shown, putting out good product sometimes is just not enough. They've put out an okay product with The Mandalorian, and I wasn't going to fall for that. I was still too burnt from The Last Jedi. And now they put out Andor, which people whom I trust say it's a good show.
Yeah.
And I will reiterate that all I want is a good show. But you've destroyed all the enjoyment of it. You could make the equivalent of Casablanca in the Star Wars universe now, but who gives a flying fiddler's fuck if Luke Skywalker and the whole Jedi Order are a bunch of punk child molesters? I can't return.
Well, you're not alone in that feeling. There are many people.
I mean, why didn't Princess Leia shed a tear over Obi-Wan Kenobi dying in Episode 4 after she had obviously spent time in her childhood with Ben Kenobi?
He saved her. He took her so many adventures.
All we get is General Kenobi. Years ago, you worked for my father, not General Kenobi. Remember when you rescued me a few times there when I was a kid?
Well, that's a cautious young lady.
Well, yes.
You helped
Who knew everything and was so great and wonderful? Remember then? Nope, none of that. I hear they've even damaged Darth Vader in Obi-Wan Kenobi. Again,
Really?
well, I have not watched it, so I can't tell you. I will not watch it. Last Jedi was my last look into that universe. Rian Johnson did that much damage. So, the Andor effect. What can Star Wars do? It's nothing. They're done with. Star Trek? Well, the last generation is burnt. Sorry, the next generation is burnt. It is the last generation there. It's burnt. So why don't you just start anew, ignore everything that Discovery has ever done. If you mention a tardigrade, if any of your writers mention a tardigrade, fire them. It never happened. And I recommend that what you guys seem to want to do is to go into the future. So don't rehash the stuff in the past. Hey, I have an idea. Hire that guy from Axanar and have him have him do it. Because at least he knows his business. You don't have anyone there who know Star Trek. And if you're gonna say I'm wrong, pull everyone who works for you into the room and empty their pockets. One of them should have a copy of the Shipyards.
And if they don't, Well, then that's on you.
That is why you fail.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have no idea what the F I'm talking about, that is why you fail. I'm not even a Trekkie.
No.
But I'm betting that I know more about the universe than the writers.
Oh,
Especially the writers of Discovery. I'll give this guy, the new guy who's doing Picard, credit for actually coming up the ranks. He was an intern on Deep Space Nine, apparently, and like, yeah, he's paid his dues. And there's a reason why there's a planet named after him in the universe. So but I know, they're just going to throw him away. He's their most valuable resource to this point. I'm not going to say he's okay. He's about an equal to a Robert Meyer Burnett, who Mr. Burnett seems to have burned his Paramount bridges. They'll never bring him back. I don't think Burnett wants to come back. He's retired.
It sounds like it from all we hear.
Yeah, he's enjoying just doing YouTube stuff, and he's become the elder statesman of Star Wars, of Star Trek. I recommend you look up Mr. Robert Meyer Burnett. I forget the name of his actual YouTube channel, but actually his best work really is appearing on other people's channels. He's kind of like Chris Gore in that way. Chris Gore has his own station. Chris Gore used to do Film Threat, and on his own YouTube channel, he's okay. He's not that good, but he's gold as a guest on anyone else's channel.
He's been awesome
I don't want to insult Mr. Gore, but his show just doesn't flow. And he's trying his hardest. He's got this assistant that he plays with, talks to, and he's trying to build some sort of rapport with him. But it's just not there, Chris. I'm sorry. Your assistant just is not carrying the water. And you need someone to carry the water. You need someone with personality like Gary from Nerdrotic. Gary can carry a show by himself. He doesn't need any guests, but he does have guests.
But not only that, he actually works well with guests.
Yeah. No ego there.
No, he doesn't have to be. In fact, a lot of times, or often, he sort of gets lost in the conversation.
Yeah.
Like he's just kind of over in the corner of the screen, like.
His show, Friday Night Tights, it looks like it should be complete mayhem. They got 12 of them up there, and they're all talking at once.
Yeah.
But it still works. It's still funny. It's still engaging. It's still entertainment. It's the sort of thing that, like a network television, would dream of having. It's magic. It's magic in a bottle. What's the word I'm looking for? Blank in a bottle. Fire in a bottle. Dinner in a bottle. Wow, I can't even think about my metaphors at the moment. I can't remember my metaphors. But anyway, Friday Night Tights with Gary. Gary Busey. Gary. What's Gary's last name?
Gary.
Yeah.
Bueller?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Be prepared. It generally starts late. Gary spent some time in prison, so he's not used to being on a clock. He's not like me. I start early.
That's right.
But we have that same boomer tendency to screw up the technology. And I'm not even a boomer. I'm a Generation X. No.
Well, Gary is.
I don't want to learn how to make a camera work. I just want to draw a comic strip.
That's right.
I should leave. I generally leave everything I don't want to do to you. Still got to do these last. I haven't done the panel under the bar. I got a little bit of penciling to do there. And look, we almost have a schmear. Where's the camera? Yeah, can't really see it. Well, if you guys can't see that on this camera, it's probably not going to appear too noticeable. All right, this sucker is going to be filmed, so I'm going to put it aside back here. And this is the one that we probably will never, ever, ever, ever. It's not really naughty. I mean, I did over-accentuate her butt there. We got nearly an entire half side boob going on over here, but all right. I guess this one I can do that. Oh, my coffee's gotten cold. How dare I allow coffee to get cold? I guess I was so busy working here. It's only been an hour. Let's get panels done. If I get these panels to dry, maybe I can do the lettering on these today. But my biggest roadblock is the ink drying. Minimum an hour before you can even touch this stuff. I would probably work faster than I write if I can just solve the problem of ink drying. I guess things work out well. While I'm waiting for ink to dry, I can do some of the writing. All right. Well, I don't quite know how I'm going to figure out. Oh, what I got to do, I suppose, is go on StreamYards or one of those other hosting programs. Gary uses StreamYards, and it'll have a little duck logo in the corner. Least I can do is let them advertise their product. So we'll download StreamYards, and next week we'll be coming from StreamYards.
Okay.
I forget the name of the one that we already tried. I would have used that today, but to be completely honest, it's disappeared on my Macintosh. I can't find it. I remember the good old days of Macintoshes. That wasn't possible, but it's happened now. Good going, Boomer. And I'm not even a boomer. Yep. I guess in my youth I would have spent the time to learn the ins and outs of every little nook and cranny of the machine, but I just don't want to be bothered. Like watching Picard, I got better things to do. I still don't know if we're going to watch Picard. we have Paramount Plus. All I can do, I can guarantee you that we're probably never, ever, ever going to watch Endor because we're never, ever, ever, ever going to buy Disney. And the same thing with all the Marvel product. That sorry, it's a failed streaming service. Disney, give it up. How many? What would you waste? 3 billion this year on your streaming service? But you wish you had that money back.
Yep.
I said about Wakanda. You're gonna bet you wish you had that money back, aren't you? And they're just barely breaking even on a lot of these films because the overhead is so high,
That's the problem, is the overhead.
and they're lying left and right.
Yeah.
Oh, they're so used to lying. They're like the Russians. They don't know what else to do. The Russians are so used to lying about everything that they're incapable of telling the numbers. And I wish that there was teeth and laws in this country that would charge Disney for the accounting irregularities. It just won't happen. They will get away with it all. It's hilarious. But it's tradition. Hollywood studios lie about the numbers. That way they never turn a profit. They don't have to pay taxes. They don't have to pay anyone if anyone has money on the back end.
Again, business 101. Charles Coast. Well, actually, how not to do business. Never mind.
Well, these are publicly held companies. They can't lie about the numbers like they are, like they traditionally do. I mean, back in the days when one guy owned a studio, you could, fuck you, how much money I make, that sort of thing. But the grand old tradition has got to end. It's fraud, people. When you say Captain Marvel made the money you claim, you purchased those tickets and put it on your ad budget. So says a cartoonist in Boston. Sue me.
Don't say that. Just him.
I don't have a bank account. Good luck, Sue. Good luck getting a judgment on me. I'm one step away from a homeless man. All right. Oh, yeah. The Abrams and Tiger tanks arrive in Ukraine. Good luck over there in Ukraine. Our thoughts are with you. All right, we got Friday done except for the panel. I forgot to do that panel down here and here. Well, I could probably punch that out in a couple of seconds if I could ever find my rulers.
Your rulers have to be there somewhere, huh?
Yeah, they're underneath. I'll make sure I put a set on the table here. All righty then. Where's the vanishing point? I guess it's closer than that. Nope, further away. No, where the hell is the vanishing point? Is that it right there? Bingo, bingo. Yeah, that might be it. make it a little darker. All righty then. Nope, that's not vanishing point. That doesn't make any sense. Yeah, fuck it. Let's do an imagined vanishing point. Boom, 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 boom. All right, that's that panel. And we'll imagine the vanishing point about right there. So I don't know if you can see in the title card, I took a picture behind the camera here and the microphone. So I've got to look around each to see what I'm doing now. And I kept it like this all week so I would get used to it. Yeah, I guess I wanted to get the camera about where my eyes were. And I need the microphone close enough. Still not sure if this microphone is working. When we get into, I draw a line, then I completely ignore it.
Excuse me, I was doing okay there for a while. Now all of a sudden I'm coughing the phone again.
There. Oh, well, it's kind of cartoony looking.
Okay, just listen to some of it.
Listen.
So you are coming off.
Okay.
You are
Broadcasting. I'm broadcasting here.
Ding.
Hey. Watch me broadcast. Like I'm a real professional, now. All right. Is that one ready for the cartoonist? Sorry, I just rubbed my nose at that moment, and I got this. I got that little sound when I said they're ready for the colors. They're ready for the coloring. Okay. Did not know if I my Bob as it makes that sound. No, actually, this has got to dry before I do this turn, and I still have to do the erasures. So that is Friday. Got to do penciling on this one. It's appear sometime next week. This is the Wednesday. Done. I'm going to do some erasures. And this is Thursday. So you have Monday and Tuesday with it?
I do.
Yeah, okay. This one just needs erasures. I changed my mind. No. You'll get these tomorrow. I changed my mind on this. Originally, I had Phydeaux doing a nab, so I had, you can't really see it, but there are 3 different drawings of hand here, and hand here, grabbing the mouse out of Felicia's hand. It just didn't look right, so we just went with the third final, and with the mouse in his hand. And yeah, we got a screw up right there. Now, do I white out, or do I just ignore it and pretend the audience doesn't see it?
See what? They didn't see it.
Any sort of whiteout, it looks like hell when the chief colorist is done with it, because she doesn't have a choice but to color over it. It's just a different texture. It looks like hell. The best thing I can do is just not make any mistakes at all.
Well, you are superhuman.
Is this how long ago did we eat this? Yeah, not long enough. See that? I just did. I just tested it.
Oh no.
So yeah, I don't really know. Touch that. and I would know this is going to be wet. Oh, actually, yeah, everything's wet. Nothing I can do. I guess that's the end of this broadcast. Let the ink make that decision for me this week.
Sometimes you just gotta rely on the ink.
Thank you for the people of Otraki, made in a nice Chinese company, for their gloves. I kind of like the envelope.
Yeah, I know you like that. You got it.
Yeah. Keep the gloves clean. No, yeah, this is my last gloves. They had like a little burnt marks in it, and for the life of me, I can't figure out how these little tiny holes got in the glove.
As you look around your little space there, you really can't tell. Ashes go everywhere.
You're telling me that perhaps the tobacco is the problem? I don't believe it.
I wonder. Little flying embers are
Embers, yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
I know it has an A.
Yeah. Everybody, remember,
An E.
put the cap back on your ink. The Exxon Valdez has nothing on me. All right, that's done. And my coffee is cold. I don't freaking believe it. Cold coffee. I'm gonna go microwave this. Cheers, and
Cheers.
we'll see you all next week.
Bye.
Sorry about the screw ups this morning, but every week is better than the last.
That's right.
And well, this wasn't better than last week, but